Good day everyone, my name is Ken, Chef Ken. I've been barbecue grilling for the better part of the past 10 years. Actually, I quit banking to do what I do. Corporate world versus this, I'll take this job any day, every day, all the time. It's not even a job, it's something I love. Today we're going to be preparing some St. Louis ribs. It's going to start them off in the oven for about 2.5 hours. We're going to season them real well, drizzle it with some pineapple soda. All right, that'll give it a nice sweet flavor before it even hits the grill and the coals outside. And then we're gonna make some Tuscan mac and cheese. It's my Italian version of mac and cheese. It's got some nice aged white cheddar in there, some fresh mozzarella. We're gonna drizzle some reduced red ale beer on top afterwards, along with some breadcrumbs. Toast it up in the oven real nice. Now the real kicker about this mac and cheese, it uses light cream. You can go heavy cream. I used to use heavy cream, but I used to weigh 30 pounds more. So I said, Ken, you gotta, start using light cream because I was eating half of it. So my mac and cheese, light cream, real butter, European butter. Today we're using Keller's butter. Seasoning, good, nice seasonings to highlight your mac and cheese. You wanna get it nice and crispy. I'm gonna tell you how long to leave it in the oven for. It's gonna come out smelling fantastic. You're gonna want some right through that lens. Next we have some chocolate warm cakes. We're gonna slice those up. Out comes an oozy chocolate center, and then we're gonna hit it with some nice whipped cream on top. In between all of that, we've got some nice cornbread, a nice side of cornbread with some honey butter bourbon sauce. What we're doing is reducing the bourbon. Okay, you start off with about 8 ounces of that, till it's down to about 4 ounces. You're gonna mix it with some butter, some honey, stir it all together. As soon as the cornbread comes out, we're gonna slice the cornbread right in the center, drizzle some nice honey butter bourbon sauce on top. That is pretty much it. We're all done. And you're gonna really enjoy this episode. Looking forward to sharing these recipes with you. Today we are going to be grilling up some St. Louis ribs, mac and cheese, Tuscan mac and cheese, little influence from Italy. It's got some nice mozzarella in there, some aged cheddar, some dark red beer, reduced red beer drizzled on top, toasted breadcrumbs. But we're gonna start off with these St. Louis ribs that was just recently trimmed. We're gonna start off turning them over. We're gonna season the bottom. Why season the bottom? Well, you've got a top palate and a bottom palate, so you want some good seasoning on every portion and every bite you take. We're gonna put some Hungarian paprika, smoked paprika on top. Start off with that so it binds to it right away. Enhances the smokiness of the ribs. And then we'll finish it off with the same seasoning as the opposite side. More is better, we'll just shake it off. There we go. Quickly, we'll spray the pan here. Simple. Place them in here. We're gonna start these ribs off in the oven, okay? And we're gonna finish them on the grill. Nice charcoal grill going on. And this is some pineapple soda. This will keep it nice and moist as they're cooking. A nice line down the middle. Voila. I'm gonna put those in the oven. Nice medium warm oven at 300 degrees. Top shelf. That's gonna go for about 2 hours, say 2.5 hours, depending on your oven, 2 to 2.5 hours. Check on them. When you start to see the bones separate, it's about time to take them out of the grill. All right, now we're gonna move on to our Tuscan macaroni and cheese, okay? We have 8 ounces of pasta, elbow macaroni. All right, we're gonna salt the water with some kosher salt. Actually, the kosher salt should go in first. All right, but it'll dissolve in time. We're gonna cook that for about 8 to 9 minutes. All right, and here is the secret. This is a red ale beer. This is how many ounces? We got 11 ounces here. We're gonna reduce it by a half. Some of you may want to save some and take a swig later. It's up to you. All right, next we're gonna be working on our Tuscan mac and cheese. It's influenced from Italy with some nice mozzarella, some aged cheddar, white aged cheddar, toasted breadcrumbs, chives, butter, white pepper, 5 slices of Land O'Lakes cheese, and a half a stick of cream cheese. Okay, this is 8 ounces of shredded cheese, by the way, mixed with mozzarella. All right, now we're gonna begin making the pasta. All right, what you wanna start off with is some nice salted water, some kosher salt, half a box of elbow macaronis, give it a stir, and we're gonna cook that about 8 to 9 minutes. All right, while that's going on, we're gonna begin to prepare our cheese sauce. Butter, half a stick of butter, milk, 8 ounces of light cream, all right, you want to keep that stirring. Cream cheese is 4 ounces of cream cheese, which is about a half a stick of cream cheese, soft cream cheese, and 5 slices of yellow American cheese. These are 5 slices. Now you're gonna mix this until it gets nice, velvety smooth. Check the pasta, keep stirring it, make sure it doesn't stick on the bottom. Now what makes this macaroni and cheese different from the rest is it's got some red ale in here, all right? I've already poured a bottle in here and it's being reduced by a half. You wanna get it nice and syrupy. What we'll do afterwards is we're gonna drizzle it on top, incorporate it into the macaroni and cheese, and that's what makes it nice, velvety smooth with a nice kick afterwards. Okay, now that our macaroni is done, we're gonna strain it, swiggle it around some. We're gonna leave this right here because that's what we're gonna mix it in. Our cheese sauce is done. Our reduced red ale is it's looking nice and syrupy. All right, we'll let that keep going. Now we're gonna combine our cheese sauce. Give that a good mix. Macaroni's gonna absorb a lot of that. We're gonna throw in the cheddar and the mozzarella. We're gonna lightly mix it. Lightly, you don't wanna mix it too hard because you still want those chunks of cheese in there. Some white pepper. Mildly mixed again. Now we're gonna use some chipotle pepper, okay? It's got a nice smokiness to it. We're gonna grind that right in here. Couple of turns. Pot holder this time. And that's it. And now we're just gonna pour it right into here. All right, some breadcrumbs. Okay, this goes in the oven at 350 for about 40 minutes. And then you'll have a nice, crispy, delicate macaroni and cheese. All right, now we're about to check on the ribs. They should be about done. They've been in there about 2.5 hours, close to 2.5 hours. Oh, yeah. Good, very nice. Okay, next we're gonna put them on the grill. All right, now we're gonna throw these ribs on the hot coals. These are actually charcoal briquettes, okay? They're oak briquettes. Nice and hot fire. Shouldn't take too long. And as soon as we drop these on here, we're gonna check them every 10, 15 minutes. All right, right now we're gonna sauce the ribs. They've been on for about 30 minutes. It'll caramelize right in there. Now it's time to take the ribs off. They've been out here a while. We'll take them inside and cut them. All right, now it's time to cut our ribs. It becomes an art, trying to line up the bone and a nice even slice across. Next, we're gonna do some grilled asparagus, some grilled zucchini. We're gonna smoke these rosemary twigs right in there, and afterwards we're gonna wrap it with bacon and finish them up on the grill outside and give it a nice smoky flavor for about 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. Okay, so, all right, we're gonna spray our pan lightly. We're gonna drizzle some olive oil, light olive oil, or any type of your favorite olive oil right on top. Just give it a nice sprinkle. All right. And we're just gonna place these on here. There's no science to this. We're just gonna slap it right on, including the rosemary. All right. And the bacon will get hit up right in this pan. And you'll see what I mean afterwards. After they're all done, they're gonna go outside for about 5 minutes on the grill and acquire some nice smoky flavor to it. All right, we're just turning these right now, as you can see. You don't want to cook them too much on here because they will finish up outside like I had mentioned. We're gonna turn this up just a bit. Okay, now we're gonna take the bacon, asparagus, and zucchini off. What we're gonna do now is let it cool. Right now they're too hot to work with. We're gonna wrap them in the bacon and put them on the grill for about 2 minutes. All right, now we're gonna do the Wisconsin Cheddar Bay cornbread, okay? We're gonna start off with a cup of cornmeal, a combination half and half all-purpose flour and bread flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna whisk this, get all the ingredients incorporated. All right, next, 2/3 of a cup of light cream, 2 egg yolks, large egg yolks, half a stick of butter, and half a cup of sugar. And we're gonna mix this well. We're gonna fold it, mix it, and fold it. Now here's the good part. Cheddar cheese. That's what makes it Cheddar Bay cornbread. We're gonna mix in 4 ounces of shredded cheese. Now we're gonna spray our pan. And we're going to just lump this right in there. Has a very nice consistency. All right, make sure it's touching all corners. Mildly move it around. It's gonna go in the oven at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes. We're gonna turn it halfway through. All right, now it's time to take out our macaroni and cheese. Actually, what you're looking at is a short while ago, I drizzled some of the reduced beer on top, the red ale, and it infused itself within the baking macaroni and cheese. Everyone's got a delicious portion of that reduced beer. All right, now we're gonna butter some ramekins. All right, these are for our chocolate warm cakes, and so they don't stick when we pop them out. Real easy. Make sure you got all corners. Then we're gonna flour it right afterwards. And the chocolate batter will go right in there. We're gonna flour the ramekins. We're gonna do just 2 of them, you'll see what I mean. Make sure you hit all the edges. And the batter will go right in here when it's done. Now we're gonna make some nice chocolate warm cakes. Okay, we're gonna melt some chocolate first. We're gonna put this on very, very low. All right, it's not gonna be in there that long. And we're gonna put some butter in there. It's a half a stick of butter. We're gonna let this get melted a little bit, and it's already beginning to melt. Okay. We're gonna throw some egg yolks in here. And we have to watch this very closely. Okay, we're stirring this. We're going to put in some vanilla. About 4 teaspoons of vanilla. We're gonna mix this around. Actually, it's 4 tablespoons of flour. And a 1/4 cup of sugar. Again, we're gonna mix that around. And for now, we're done. Okay, next, right before we put this in the oven, I'm gonna sprinkle and dust this with a little espresso right on top. Just a little bit. In the oven, 400 degrees, about 8 to 10 minutes, and we'll be done. Nice gooey center in between. Now it's time to take the cornbread out. And we're immediately gonna start making some honey bourbon sauce. A nice spread for the cornbread. A whole stick of butter. Melted, of course. All right, right now we're gonna butter the top of the cornbread. Just to keep it moist. And some added flavor on top. Okay. Now here's where it gets really good. We're gonna throw in some honey. 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. 3 huge teaspoons of honey. Looks like about maybe 1/4 cup of honey. All right, and then we're gonna throw some bourbon in there. We're gonna mix that around, put it back on the stove. Heat it up, let it become incorporated. Hold on. All right, now we're gonna take our prepared cornbread. We're gonna slice it into 4s. I'm gonna take 1, slice it right down the middle, and drizzle some honey butter bourbon sauce on it. Came out very nice. I'm gonna take some of this. We're gonna take a piece of prepared cornbread, slice it right down the middle. And we're gonna drizzle some of this nice warm honey bourbon butter sauce on it. There you go. And here we are, finished everything. We've got the ribs, mac and cheese, and a couple of pickles. We have the grilled zucchini, asparagus, some rosemary, and bacon. We're gonna just drizzle a little shredded Parmesan on top. And then we have our cornbread with a honey bourbon butter sauce on it. And last but not least, we have the chocolate warm cakes. And we're gonna hit it up with a little cream. Thank you for tuning in and watching this episode. It's very exciting making all of this in front of you. If you like this, don't forget to watch me, Ken, with Amarillo Grilling, something I totally love doing. We're gonna be braising some short ribs. All right, we're gonna braise it on right in the kitchen. No grilling, right in the kitchen. Everyone will be able to make this recipe after we're done.